Hi folks, and welcome to the channel. My name is Andrew. I'm a part-time eBay reseller, and on this channel I occasionally get drunk and document what I'm doing in the reselling world. May occasionally see random other videos as well, about my daily life. It's a new year. Happy New Year to all my followers. Everyone subscribed, and those who are not subscribed that are watching this video, Happy New Year to you as well. We'd love it if you hit that subscribe button, as I'm trying to get past 2K this year in subscribers. Having failed to do so last year. Thought it'd be a good opportunity to reflect on 2023 and talk about my plans for 2024, because I do have some big plans for this year. So this is going to be a talking video. You might want to do some listing while you're playing it, because you can just sort of listen to it while I list. Because I'll probably bang on for a few minutes, because I like banging on about stuff. So yeah, 2023. I have to be honest, 2023 was probably one of, if not the worst years of my life, on a personal level. My father passed away in March. February actually passed away. I didn't find out about it until March, and that has been pretty awful, having to deal with everything that's come out of that. I hadn't spoken to him for a very long time, but still had an emotional impact. And he didn't leave a will behind, so I've had to go through probate, which has taken ages. He's got a property, he's got equity release on it. The equity release figures are crazy on it, so I'm trying to get that sold. Going through the process at the minute. Touch wood, it will sell without any hiccups. Has been some already, actually, to be fair. I'm selling it for cheaper than I'd like, because I've got to pay off the equity release by February. We're in January now, so things are really tight on this. So adding to my stress there. But reselling wise, I had my best day ever of the year, over 400 quid in sales, which was amazing for somebody who's only doing this part time. The highest sale that day was 75 quid, so you can probably get an idea of how many orders I had. About 25 orders that day, or something insane. And I also, the month before, or it might have been the following month, I actually had my best ever sales month, turnover wise, on eBay as well. Over £6,000 in sales, which is amazing for a part time seller. I slacked off a bit after that. My mum had a knee replacement, so I was helping look after her. She's recovering well from that now, but still needs support, etc. So the eBay's running about half that now, which is fine. I'm still comfortable with that. I'd like it to be about 4K really, but sometimes you've got to prioritise other things in life, and I do work full time too, so do need to make sure I'm fully committed to the job that I do. But yeah, in terms of 2023 goals, I set out a few. One was downsizing my eBay backlog, getting rid of that, and I was making quite good progress towards that. I would say by September, October time, my store was the biggest it's ever been in terms of listed items, and I'd worked through probably about 10% of the backlog that I had, and I was listing like 50 items a day. I was hammering it. But also last year, or over the last year or so, I've made some really good contacts, and they're just getting better and better stock for me, and more stock. So the stock has built up as a result of those contacts providing me with stuff. So at the minute, I've probably got the same amount of stock backlog going into this year as I had going into last year, if not slightly more. But I am working on addressing that. But I have sort of failed in that objective for 2023. I also want to do more YouTube content, and to be honest, with everything that went on, I just haven't had the time, or the will to do the content as much as I would like. Just just a bad year. So, and I'm not going to promise this year to do more content, because actually, I've got a lot of other things going on this year, which I will come on to talk about, that will affect my ability to be able to produce YouTube videos, or my time that I've got available to do them. So I am going to do as much YouTube as I can, but I'm not going to try and burn myself out doing it. So, you know, you might see a video one week and then it might be a few more weeks before another video comes. You might see a couple of live streams a month, but they won't be with the frequency they used to be. It won't be sort of a weekly thing, at least not for the foreseeable future anyway. Things may change in that regard. But yeah, the big objective I had for 2023 was clearing all my debt. For those who are unaware, the reason I got into reselling in the first place was I managed to build up about 60 grand of debt, mostly through gambling, like 98% of it through gambling, which is a huge figure to pay off, and I needed a second income basically to do that. So tried a few different ways to make money. Came across a Nick Hills video, looked into it a bit more. Reselling seemed the way for me, so on eBay, so did that, and yeah, it's worked well. It has allowed me in 5 years to pay off 60 grand worth of debt, so 12 grand a year gone, which is immense. And 60 grand, you could actually, some parts of the country, buy a house. So, you know, that is a thought that I'm always thinking about. But yeah, paid all that off in August. I've had several months now, 4 months now, completely debt free, and building my savings and investments over that time as well. So I'm in the strongest financial position I've ever been in, all thanks to reselling. So great. And I'm continuing with the reselling this year because I think having a second income is really, really important, especially in this day and age with cost of living crisis, prices of things still going up. My mortgage is 3 grand a year extra. That's like taking a 3 grand a year pay cut. It's, you know, it's a lot of money. So reselling is really helping just take away that sort of pressure. But there is going to be a change to my reselling in 2024. And actually, there's going to be a change to my mortgage potentially in 2024 as well. I've got two big objectives for this year. I want to relocate to Prestatyn. I've always had a dream for the last 3 years or so of relocating to live by the coast to the Prestatyn area. And this year, now being debt free, credit history, you know, back where it should be, everything good on that front, or near enough. A few weeks off actually, because there's one or two things that aren't quite right on it that I'm just speaking to the banks about now to try and get them to sort out. But worst comes to worst, that'll all be sorted by April anyway. Stuff will drop off regardless. So I want to relocate to Prestatyn, which means I've got to empty my house of stock. I've got to try and downsize the backlog I've got as well, so they're moving less stuff. So I've got to list more on eBay, and you know, hope it sells. Yeah, that's a big objective for this year. Is put my house up for sale. I'm not going to put it up for sale until I sell my dad's house. That's going through at the minute. Touch wood. Hopefully that will go without any issues. I know there's already been some in the past, but hopefully it'll be sorted. And yeah, so big move to Prestatyn planned. Did think about Rhyl because the houses in Prestatyn are generally smaller and more expensive than in Rhyl. I really need a big house to accommodate me and the business, but I just prefer Prestatyn as a location, so I'm going for location really over size. That might mean I still have to have a unit to keep my backlog in while I'm working through and listing it, but for the right location, I'm happy to do that. The other big plan, the other big move I'm making this year, starting now, this week I should say, is I'm going to start selling on Amazon. I've been following the journeys over the past few months of a few resellers. Sam sells stuff, Rummage Around, Extreme Booters, Recovered Riches, Jean-Luc resells, who are all part of the Next Level Reselling Discord group, and have been going for Amazon to a different scale, and I'm meeting some success with it. So I thought that's something I'd like to get in on. I haven't joined Next Level Reselling. This isn't like a brochure for it or anything. Yeah, I may do in the future because it does look like something that's good and helpful. But I've actually joined a different sort of mentorship program to start off with because I found something that just works for me. And we're all different, we all have different needs. So we'll talk about the mentorship that I'm doing on a different program and how it's worked and when it's been successful or not. But I do different sort of video. Sorry, but I do at some point I do plan on joining Next Level Reselling, see what that's about as well, and trying out a few of the other various Discord groups that are out there. Perhaps doing some YouTube content around it as well, and seeing what works, what doesn't, and perhaps giving some recommendations on that basis based on my own personal experience. So that's something interesting, looking forward to. Also, it gives me a couple of advantages business wise. I can go through some of my listed and unlisted stock that I've got and see if any of that is worth sending into Amazon on FBA, because I do intend to just focus on Amazon FBA for the time being. I probably have got some stock that's suitable for FBM, particularly in the books space. So I've got a lot of rare books, but I think that's just, I want to learn one thing before I learn another, if you see what I mean. And I view FBM and FBA as slightly different beasts. So yeah, I'm going to focus on getting that business started up. I've allocated some seed capital to it. Amazon have approved me to sell on there. I have got one slight issue. I set up a selling account as a sole trader years ago on Amazon when I was first thinking about it. I'm now a limited company, so I've had to go through change circumstances with Amazon. They've approved my limited company, they've approved me to sell, but they haven't yet approved my bank account for me to receive payments back from them. Been speaking to them today about it to see whether that should be a problem that would stop me sending stuff. They don't think it is. They're just saying it just takes time to go through that verification. So I'm going to take their word for it, try sending some stuff off and see what happens. My logic being that if I've got stock up there, stuff starts selling, that might actually help them prioritise sorting out my account to, issue money back to me on, if that makes sense. So yeah, hopefully that will also help with the backlog of stock. The other thing I'm going to do as well is I'm actually going to allocate money from eBay that I would normally use for buying eBay stock to buying Amazon FBA stock instead. The theory being that I can grow my business, grow my income, but without increasing the amount of listed and unlisted stock that I've got to store, because Amazon will be storing it. So my eBay, I will instead be focusing on listing 10 or 11 items a day, sometimes more, just from my backlog. And the occasional bit, I still see some of my contacts to get stuff from, because it's important to keep those relationships up. And the stuff they give me is good, but I'll only just be going to them for eBay. I won't be going around the car boots unless it's to get stuff for Amazon. So yeah, that hopefully will help reduce my eBay backlog, because the money I would have normally spent on stock for eBay, I'll now be spending on stock for Amazon, sending it off to there and making money on it that way. Sourcing is a big addiction of mine, I've got to be honest. So I know, because I've tried, I can't go cold turkey from sourcing. I just enjoy it too much. Get too much of a buzz from it. It's almost like it's replaced gambling as an addiction. But when your stock levels are building up so high, it becomes hurtful. You end up becoming a hoarder. So now, channeling that to Amazon instead, where I will go out and source stuff that will hopefully be good and sell. I will use a lot of tools to help make buying decisions. We'll scratch that sourcing itch, but in a hopefully less harmful way, where I'm not building up massive amounts of inventory. But I'll let you know how that journey goes. Anyway, that's it really, 2024. The other thing is I've got to fix my van. I bought a van to use for eBay. My unit is 20 minutes away from here now, thanks to the 20-mile-an-hour speed limit. It takes ages to get to it now. Used to take just under 15 minutes, but now it takes longer. So I go there to pick stock on my way for dropping off my eBay orders. Now, quite often I have 20 plus eBay orders a day. That does fill the car, because some of them can be big boxes. So I can't really, so if I buy stock, bring it here, list it, I don't often have room to take that to the unit. Also, I tend to get more stock than I list, so I've got quite a backlog of unlisted stock in the house. So I have to do a special trip to the unit to take it, which I don't always have time for by the time I've done my listing, done my shipping, picked my orders, come back, pack those. There's usually not enough time to do another trip to the unit in a day whilst working full time. So the amount of stuff in the house builds up. So I thought, right, get a van, because you can put everything in the van. You're listed, you're unlisted, and your parcels, and get it dropped off. Van died a day after I got it. I'm going to have to take the seller to court because he refused to refund me. But in the meantime, I'm going to get the van fixed. I'm going to take him to court for the van cost fix, for the cost of the van fix being fixed. Is my plan. See if I can get the money back. Because I need that van on the road. You know, I need to get stuff out of my house now so I can put it on the market. So yeah, that's the final sort of objective. But that van should prove really useful in the future as well, in terms of I've got loads of stuff I need to take to the car boot, so I'll be car booting a load of stuff. And if I'm doing big sourcing trips for Amazon, going to somewhere like Costco, for example, which is I'm not letting out any secrets there. People do RA for Amazon in Costco. There's YouTube videos all about it. So if I do that, then potentially I could be buying van loads of stuff at a time. Having a van helps with being able to pick up a van load. So, you know, there are a few opportunities it gives me other than just sorting out the travel to and from the unit. It may not be an issue after I move to Prestatyn. So yeah, that's it. That's my 2024 plans. What are your 2024 plans? Let me know, comment below, and comment below if you think there's anything else you think that maybe I could focus on in 2024 that you feel will be useful for the business. Anyway, that's all for now. Thanks for watching, folks. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe. All that wonderful YouTube stuff that helps the channel grow, so that hopefully in the future I can actually bring you some better content. Anyway, bye for now.